Welcome to Lights in the City. I'm Erica Draper here with fashion designer Miss Shay Locke and her just entire, all these creations here. Shay, what can you tell me about SewFab? Let's just give a rundown, and just show how great of a just concept that this really is.
Well, thank you so much. Well, SewFab is actually an enterprise of an evolving nonprofit that I have, So Divine. And it was pretty much originated from my desire in the fashion industry and just really pouring into teaching it amongst women, amongst youth, and just pretty much to develop it there.
Okay, so where did the desire to create something to benefit, young people come from? What inspired you?
Well, to be honest with you, I spent 10 years in the saturated industry.
Mm-hmm.
So after graduating from college, in which I went to AIU in Atlanta, Georgia, with a degree in fashion design, I decided to move to New York to utilize that degree. And just being in the saturated field and, having the experiences that I had, even in my adolescent years here in Memphis, Tennessee, with instructors here that really helped me nurture my talents. I just honestly, when I came back here after 10 years in the industry, I saw that there was a huge void. And I mean, my heart reached out specifically for girls that were just channeling so much energy into the fashion industry, but they really didn't understand the concept and everything that went into that. They didn't understand the fundamentals of it. They just liked what they saw. And they were just like, I just want to be a fashion designer. And I was just like, do you know what that entails? So I found myself starting off with mentorship, and I just developed it into something a lot more grander.
Right. Yeah. So you went to college in Atlanta, and you say you spent nearly 10 years in the Big Apple. Absolutely. So who are some of the people that you worked with? What are some of the things that you've done? Some of the pieces that you've created, fashion shows? Just give it all to me.
Okay. Well, when I first got there, roughly about 3 months into me being there and just really doing a lot of groundwork and trying to get into the industry. About 3 months in, I started with my first job with Polo Ralph Lauren, in which I was the product development associate there. And I really wanted to jump into the true elements of design. So I went over to Kelwood, in which we launched Oscar's Macy's exclusive line, which is by Oscar de la Renta. And after that, the economy was declining, and it was just a challenging rat race
just
in
the
New
field,
York. Right. So I went into the mass market field, in which I worked like side by side as a freelancer, actually, for the Jacqueline Smith line, which was in Sears and Kmart. And after that, I landed a great opportunity with Walmart, in which I designed George and Whitestag. And tamped around in shoes as well. And Faded Glory. So those were my last 5 years in the industry before moving back to Memphis, Tennessee.
So what prompted you to go from New York back to Memphis besides, was it just to give back to our youth, or was it something, more? Well, did you feel like you just need to come back and, make a difference and give that out? Because, a lot of days we see children, we have the iPads, we have the phone, they're not hands-on. So did you, when you were up there with all of this inspiration and this help and these mentors, was this something that you just wanted to you soaked it all up, and that was just something that you just needed to pour out?
Right. Well, to be honest with you, Memphis was just the last place I wanted to come back to. It's home. It was home. So it was a real personal decision.
Okay.
In addition to that, I had a small baby, and I had actually gone through, I had some ailments. I survived a stroke, and my mother was just like, come home. And I was just like, there's no way, I'll just leave my whole career here.
Right.
But I made the decision to come back to Memphis, Tennessee. And in those years, I really got the opportunity to kind of take a deep dive into our youth here today. I had a girl, I had a daughter. So I really wanted to see what was out there, really how girls were transitioning here in Memphis, Tennessee. And I'll be honest with you, I really didn't like what I was seeing. I love what I was hearing, but I really didn't care much for what I was seeing. I saw a lot of our youth really idolizing what they saw on social media. They had a desire for fashion design, but they honestly did not understand the concept of it,
what it took,
and what it
in the
took,
work,
exactly, and the groundwork that it takes for it. And they just idolize, the
way it looked,
the big lights, fashion design. But out of the experiences again that I had, I was just like, listen, if I've had these experiences, if God has blessed me with these things, if I'm not pouring into our youth, what am I doing with this? I'm not making room for me to grow.
Right.
So just kickstart. Honestly, I woke up with that probably in April
of this year, right?
This year.
Wow.
And kicked off a summer camp that was a huge success here. I just gave it my all. And the girls gave me their all. And we learned off of each other. We loved on each other. We built relationships with each other. We built this bond. And I'm so excited to really take some kind of ground initiative to bring something so empowering and build bridges here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Well, coming up after the break on Lights in the City, we're going to get into what goes on within these classes and how much is put into it and where it all comes from. Stay with us.
What's going on? I'm Janika Bates with Lights in the City, and I'm ready to do an interview. All I'm missing is you. Go to l3television.com for more details.
Welcome back to Lights in the City. If you're just joining us, I'm Erica Draper, along with fashion designer Miss Shay Locke and her wonderful, wonderful SewFab. So Shay, tell me a little bit, about what goes into these classes with your girls and your students. How, does it cost? How much? If so, where do the sewing machines come from? The fabric, is that something that you provide? Just how does it all work? Because I'm sure the people want to know.
Well, I can say what goes into it is a lot of work, a lot of passion. As far as the classes are concerned, everything is provided for these girls. The sewing machines are provided for them. We have sergers, we have irons, we have ironing boards, we have our mannequins here. We have steamers. We have every single thing.
Everything they'll need is right here, so they don't have to go out and buy anything extra.
Right. It is absolutely essential that they have all the tools that they need in order to be successful. I just have no room for failure.
So is that something that you provide on your own, or do they, do parents pay a fee per class, or is it up front? Does it vary?
Well, we provide this on our own. We have amazing sponsors. And then these girls, their small tuition, which is actually not even tuition, it's just donations, is actually what we do to replenish the class and keep it going.
Right.
It's barely enough, but we make do with that. It pours into the fashion fabric that they have. Again, all the needs, all the necessities, binding, lining, tape, you name it.
Snacks.
It pours right into even the snacks and lunches. We do make sure that the girls get a snack for the lengthy time that we have, because right now we're actually having full-time classes from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Wow, and that's a job.
So that requires a snack and lunch. So every dime, every nickel, every penny
is appreciated.
Into it is
getting
definitely
used.
Going back into it. And the parents are so helpful. And there are just so many people. There's so much love here in Memphis for SewFab. I have you know, some people just say, hey, listen, I just want to donate a pizza for you guys this week. So we get that occasionally. So we've been blessed.
And that's always welcome.
And we want to be blessed more. Thank you so much in advance.
So let's get into a little bit about the classes. How do people sign up? How much does it cost? Okay. When can they come? Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so right now I'm focusing a lot on anytime the girls are out. Again, one of the reasons that I have SewFab is to really captivate the idle mind and pour into our youth so that, you know, we can capitalize on those creativity skills that they have. So right about now, when they're not in school,
they're here.
They're pretty much trying to hook up with me. When we have breaks, those lengthy opportunities are like the opportune time that I really kick SewFab in full gear. So we've gone through summer. We had a great summer, 8 weeks with the girls. And then we had fall camp, which was 1 week. And now we're approaching winter camp, which is going to be 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And at the end of every camp, we have something spectacular. The first time we had a fashion show, which was absolutely amazing. The second time we had a mini photo shoot with the girls that did kimonos and a bottom of their choice.
And we're coming up later on, we're going to see some of those pieces. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. And the upcoming one, we have 3 signature pieces that the girls are going to do, in which they are going to showcase in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl parade.
Okay.
So we were excited to, you know, have these opportunities and partner with some great people so that these girls can actually showcase their wearable arts, because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And aside from being able to pour this out into, you know, these young girls, what is your ultimate goal with it?
I just want to see our girls develop and blossom and to understand that there's more out there that they beyond what the eyes can see, you know, and to just, you know, have this creative, you know, this mindset and to, you know, be conceptual, just to come into full fruition and to see that actually out there. That's like one of my ultimate goals.
Okay.
Is for to build their beliefs that these things can happen.
Yeah, it is possible, definitely. Absolutely. So is there a specific age group that you work with? Is there a limit?
Yes. So right now I'm focusing on girls age 8 to 14.
Okay.
And I actually have an upcoming camp for older girls, 15 to 18, in which we have our Queens to Teens edition, which is a prom edition in which we're teaching the fundamentals of sewing, and not only that, but dressmaking as well, and trying to kick that in full gear so that these girls can actually build their own dream dress.
Right. You know? And they not only make their clothes, they get to wear them and they see the product and they see that it's possible and that they really can do it. And I love that.
Absolutely.
So if someone wanted to sign up, where do they go? Where can they find
they
all
can
of
definitely give us a call. Area code 901-653-7820. And you can always email me at SewFabByShay@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook. You can follow me personally, Denisha Locke. And we also have a like page, So Divine, which is actually, again, the nonprofit that we're building off of this.
And let's remind people that that's so as in SEW, not
SEW. Everything is SEW. So yeah, as SEW, Divine, DVINE, by Shay, and that's SHA@gmail.com.
Okay. Well, coming up after the break, when we come back, we are going to get to show you some of these wonderful pieces that Miss Shay is helping these girls create, and you're going to actually get to see them model them in the process and the hard work that they put into making them. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Devin Dion with the Style Center. I'm sitting here lonely with this empty chair, but you could be there. If you're promoting a local business, anything fashion-wise, you have a new clothing line coming out, you're a stylist, you need clients, come here so I can help you promote and get it out there to the world. Check out L3television.com for more details.
L3 Media is the Mid-South's premier videography and photography company. We specialize in capturing all of life's greatest moments. Whenever you need talented and professional service for your special events or business, L3 Media is the company for you. You can contact us at all of our social media sites. You can like us on Facebook, check out our website, follow us on Twitter, or always feel free to email us. We are L3 Media, your #1 source for all your videography and photography needs. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to Lights in the City. I'm Erica Draper, and I'm here with Miss Shay Locke and some of her SewFab students. So Shay,
Awesome.
Tell me what they are working on right now.
Okay, so the girls are actually finalizing their amazing circle skirts that they created here. If you look here on
Let's go ahead and
right,
pick it up.
this is the body of the skirt. It's actually, if you were to lay it down flat on the floor,
table, it makes like a
full circle. Right?
So that's obviously why it's called a circle skirt.
Right?
And I love this denim.
So what the girls are actually finishing right now is their waistband.
Okay.
So we're going to start at the side seams, or it actually could be the back seam as well, where they're going to actually sew right sides together. And they already have it pinned here for us. Well, you can actually see it on Marissa's here a little bit better, where you have the right sides pinned together.
Right.
And they're going to sew 3/8 this time down down the edge. Okay. And they're going to finish that off, and then we're going to attach that to the top edge of our skirt. And
I was going to pick this one up because of the denim, so that it's going to go.
Absolutely. So the girls have already threaded their machines, and they are ready to roll. So go ahead, ladies.
Let's do it. And this here is Marissa, and this is Diaria. And they are so fab.
Yes, they are. Love it.
Look at this. So talented. Got it?
Make sure you back stitch at the end.
And let's just go ahead and, how old are they?
Well, let's see. How old are you ladies? Well, we know we have all middle schoolers here, 13.
And that's amazing. They are 13 and
12.
Already, I mean, just creating their outfits.
Absolutely.
Like, this is something for them to put on with some cute little tights and some boots.
Totally wearable.
We can go back to the summer. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You good? Yes. Okay. Make sure you back stitch at the ends.
Got it.
There's no need for me to look over these girls. They got this. They really do have
I mean, it's a better job than what I would do. I would be
Absolutely.
scared of like the machine. And you actually mentioned to me that people are kind of terrified, or
they
intimidated
are
by it.
Intimidated by it because they're real. I mean,
they're needle.
Yeah, this is equipment. This is not a toy. This is not a game. This is the real deal.
Yeah.
And they adjusted quite well to these quickly.
And how long has Marissa here been a part of the program?
This is, I believe this is her third class, is it not?
And she's already created an entire
skirt. So Marissa actually came to one of my Saturday classes, which is actually a very short class. It's 3 hours long, and that actually includes the break. Which is 30 minutes. So she came in, she was absolutely eager to jump on board with this. I talked to her parents. They were just like, well, she's never done this before, but she expressed some interest in it.
Yeah.
And she came in on fire, she went through her skills test so quickly and on point. Every stitch was right on the line, right on the money. And I didn't waste any time with her. I went ahead, gave her the pattern, helped her to understand how to cut the pattern and how to pin the pattern, and we went on from there. And
they're both are already finished.
Yeah,
what if it's take like less than 2 minutes?
Absolutely.
And how long has Diaria?
Diaria actually started with my summer camp, which was the first camp that we had. That was 8 weeks long.
Wow.
And actually, I schedule probably. Maybe out of the 8 weeks, I scheduled those girls to finish 4 projects.
Within 8
And
weeks, wow.
Diaria did 6 ensembles. So
We have the overachiever here.
Exactly. She was on fire, ready to go. We started off with shorts. She mastered that, moved right on to a circle skirt. She mastered that. We played around with handbags, and which you'll see here in the back. She mastered
Can I
that
pick
as well.
one up? Do you mind?
Absolutely. This one here was done by our scholar, which we'll actually be modeling a little bit later.
And it's just a Saturday. And I like it's black and white.
Exactly.
Because knows I'm a black and white type of girl.
Love it. But yeah, she mastered that.
Colors. Look how creative and easy, and easy going it is.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I'm just picking up
a whole
things, but I just want to show them.
Yeah, these girls definitely they did a great job. They really did do a great job. But 8 weeks, 6 ensembles, and she struck the runway
and just her
like you would.
Second class here.
This is actually this is
her second class, and she's just on the third. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They're on to be 13 years old and to be able to invest so much time and be so interested and so passionate and eager about something. Because is this even a thing anymore?
It is.
For women to
a lot of people
create their clothes.
Categorize it as a lost art.
I think so.
And I that it saddens me that people say that, because I think that kind of puts it further in the background from people's minds. But it's a living art, and it exists. And there are girls out here that really want to do the fundamentals of it. Just to sketch it, it's just not enough. If you can birth it, you need to
embrace it and do it.
Push it out.
Well, I love
that's
that.
what we're here for.
Well, coming up, we are actually going to introduce you to one more student who's created an entire ensemble, and she's actually going to model it for us. Stay with us.
My name is Raya Wooten. Make sure you tune into Lights in the City on Sundays at 5 p.m. on Comcast Channel 31.
Welcome back to Lights in the City with Miss Shay Locke and SewFab, and here we have another one of her students who has actually created this beautiful ensemble. We have the pants that she's created, the skinny legs, and the kimono. So just, Shay, tell us what was put into this and how long did it, just give us a whole rundown.
Okay, so just to go ahead and introduce to you Mia. Mia's actually been with me from day one. So she started with the summer camp.
Wow.
In which she was assigned, as all the girls were assigned, at least 5 pieces, and she succeeded, and she went ahead, and I think she did 6 or 7. But anyway, she gravitated towards the craft. She saw it, she understood it, and she's honestly been with me every step of the way. So this was actually created in our fall camp. And the assignments that they had 2 assignments within 1 week. So we knocked this out in 1 week.
In just a week? And how old are you, Mia? She's 12 years old, and remind you, she's put together an entire outfit. And now I'm 22, and I hadn't even thought about it. I would just go buy it, but that's just me. How creative and just cool is that?
Yes. So I definitely allowed them to understand their assignment from concept all the way through. So I explained to them exactly what the kimono was, originated from, and I allowed them to pick their fabric, in which we did the tail end later, which I'll explain to you. So she actually created her pattern from scratch. So she all of this detail, the red, the white, what is this, like an olive, and the navy? Yes. So
each little,
Yeah, she went ahead and we made sure we matched our pattern together. But as far as the actual hard pattern, she put that together herself based on her measurements. We did this cool measurement sheet in which she understood exactly her square diameter so that she could create her own pattern by herself. And as you see, she's
rocking it.
Job,
Let's just say that.
Job. Later on in the camp, in the middle of the camp, we actually took a tour at Joann's, in which I allowed the girls to go in and understand what they created at the beginning so that we could actually continue on with the end. And every camp, I make sure that we start off with the end in mind. So she went ahead and she
she picked out this beautiful double knit weaved pant, which is actually pretty heavy. If you feel this, it's just absolutely
it's a good winter,
appropriate.
A good winter pant.
But this double knit, and she made a little looser fit legging for her legs here, and which she did a great job. Great, amazing top stitching on the inside, double stitching.
You may have to get your card before I leave.
Absolutely. I am creating some absolute geniuses here. And you see the small details in the back. She actually has a self belt in which she created herself for this amazing ensemble. Go ahead and turn back around. But it was a great piece for all the girls. All of the girls had their own choice of bottoms, if they wanted a bottom pant, a skirt, or even a dress. So it was absolutely fun, and I allowed them to take ownership in their creativities and move forward with it. So great job, man.
And I just have to commend you for dealing with so many, young girls and their personalities and so many different styles and, what they each see, how she created the pants, when they see the shorts. And I know that takes so much time and effort. And I have to ask you, Mia, I'm going to put you on the spot. What does it mean for you to have such a inspiring teacher and mentor in your corner? What does this entire, process, mean to you?
It means that, I can be myself around her, and, I can decide what kind of clothes I can make, and she'll just
coach you through it, and you can just express yourself through your art. And I like I said, it's just amazing to have that in your corner. So is this like a happy place for you, or an out for the rest of the world? It takes you away from school and homework. This is your hobby and your fun place, right?
Yes.
Well, I think that is all for this show, and we have to say goodbye to Miss Shay, SewFab, Mia, Diaria, Marissa. Come back, guys, And she actually created this skirt and this tank, and they just do so much. And to just be able to put so much back into the community and our youth in Memphis, to be able to shine light, which is why we call it Lights in the City, on these positive things, I think is such a great concept. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching. And if you can support this project in any way, I know it would be greall appreciated to not only Shay, but the girls and their parents. So, and being a young woman myself, I'm really soaking it all up.
Oh, good.
So, thanks for watching.